After discussing the situation in Syria with the Crown Prince, your Crown Prince, I will be ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria in order to give them a chance at greatness.
In a surprise move, President Donald Trump announced his plan to lift sanctions on Syria, signaling a significant shift in U.S. foreign policy. This decision comes after the fall of the Assad regime last December and aims to give Syria a chance at greatness, according to Trump. The sanctions relief represents a major win for Syria's new leadership under President Ahmed al-Sharaa, who rose to power after Assad's dramatic defeat. But this shift is likely to stir tensions, especially with Israel, which had increased its military presence in Syria after Assad's downfall. Trump explained that his decision followed discussions with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Trump emphasized that Syria has endured years of war and devastation, and now it's time for the country to start rebuilding. He added that the U.S. has already started steps to restore relations with Syria after over a decade of sanctions, hoping that this will lead to a new phase of stability and peace. In a key development, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is scheduled to meet Syria's foreign minister in Turkey this week. Despite the diplomatic breakthrough, the U.S. has yet to formally recognize the new Syrian government, though lower-level engagement has already taken place. Syria's economy minister, Mohammed Nidal al-Shar, expressed deep emotion during an interview, calling the lifting of sanctions the first step toward the country's recovery and an economic renaissance. He believes that Syria is ready for a wave of investments, which will help ease the financial burdens on the Syrian people. Celebrations erupted across Syria as news of the sanctions relief spread. Videos from homes showed crowds waving Syrian and Saudi flags, chanting in support of Saudi King Salman. Syrians are hopeful that this move will help bring stability and prosperity to their country, with many viewing it as the beginning of a new chapter in Syria's history. However, some U.S. lawmakers remain cautious. Senator Lindsey Graham emphasized that the current leadership in Syria came to power through force, not through the will of the people, and he called for careful consideration before fully supporting sanctions relief. Experts like Natasha Hall from the Center for Strategic and International Studies see this move as a win not just for Sharia, but also for Saudi Arabia, suggesting that the U.S. may be signaling tacit approval for a new direction in Syria's future. As Syria prepares for a potential economic revival, the country's path forward depends on the flow of investments and the reopening of international financial channels. With the reinstatement of Syria into SWIFT, funds are expected to flow, starting with Syrians abroad, and the country is ready to embrace new opportunities. Will this be the turning point for Syria's recovery? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for updates as this story unfolds.